Here I am. Good evening to all of you. For me, it's Tuesday morning, and I slept very well the past 2 or 3 nights, I have to say. You heard me saying in the past that perhaps the next home, I'll try not to have a tin roof so I don't hear the rain while we're harvesting. But the past 3 nights, since we finished harvest last Thursday afternoon with some Cabernet Sauvignon and some Petit Verdot, we finished the season. The rain was not a problem for us, and I did really sleep well. I'm also thankful that for those other vineyards that didn't have finished harvest yet, I'm very thankful as a whole because the rain was not as intense as was predicted. And I don't know exactly how much it rained all over Virginia, but I know a lot of vineyards around here in the central Virginia area, they were not affected as bad in a way of volume. And therefore, I know some that still have grapes this week and next week. They still have a good window of weather, going to be in the 70s and 60s. So, but for us also is not unusual that at times we harvest a bit ahead of others for a couple of reasons. One is that we are in what is considered a little bit of a warmer site. It's always a bit earlier, the ripening, and also the yield, it's very moderate for most of our vineyards. And so with all this thing together, we were able really to have a major shift in the ripening, especially in the past 3 weeks. You heard with the nice sunshine, things really happen as I've seen other times. So mid-August, you recall in my videos with you that we were concerned about the rain and we were hoping that it would cease. Indeed, it did cease. And so we're going to be in the cellar in a little bit and taste a couple of wines with Fernando Franco, our grape whisperer, manager of all the vines, and then with Daniele Tessaro, our winemaker. And well, we're going to taste a couple of different wines together and just have a little bit of exchange of appreciation for our teamwork and also for the weather adjusting. So it feels really weird for myself, and Fernando says the same thing, that he gets the blues when there are no more grapes on the vine. For a vintner, it really is a delight to walk through the vines and admiring all this blue line or the yellow line of the whites. And so now coming here and seeing nothing, it feels different. But also another thing that, for example, now as a vintner you appreciate, it's like on this vine here, you can see starting from looking at these shoots, they're really nice and they're very dark, they're very firm. It means that the green vegetative material transform into wood, is lignified, and you can already see the buds right here. This bud right here, this other one opposite, they alternate opposite side as they go. They're nice and they're very well formed, they're not too big. It means they didn't develop too rapidly. Sometimes they develop very rapidly, they are not as fruitful. So we're already seeing the promise of the next season. Soon we're going to start coming in and do our pruning. It was definitely a season that at the beginning gave us a lot of volume, a lot of cluster, an abundant crop. And because of that, we're able to come in, remove a portion of the crop. These are clusters that we dropped in August. You see here this vine. This were dropped in August. And then we left all the remaining. And throughout the season, the rain did bring some damage, as you remember, on some clusters. They were pecked by birds. Right there, right there, right there. And so we had to sacrifice yet more, a little more than we would have. I would have preferred, of course, to have a perfect season and have my full crop that we intended. But that's not the way it works. We plan for things and things change last minute, and we have to quickly to adapt. So we have done it before, nothing new, but I just thought about coming here today in the vineyard, even if there are no grapes, to just show you what are my thoughts coming here after harvest, and I was just going to share them with you. So in the cellar, we're going to taste a couple of different wines. We're going to taste perhaps a Merlot, a Cabernet Franc, a Petit Verdot. Petit Verdot are still in fermentation at this time. And let's go meet and see Daniele and Fernando. Well, here we are in the cellar with Daniele and Fernando with empty glasses. Although we're surrounded by almost 100,000 gallons of wine. Yeah. And October 4th, some years we have picked into October. This year we picked earlier, and it was not the record of finishing early. We had other years, like 2010, we finished in mid-September. But I would say that this year was really one of those years that it was a box of chocolate. Like, you know, you never know what you're going to get weather-wise, unless the last 3 weeks was a blessing for us. It helped us make something happen that I was on edge, I have to admit it. Late August, early September, it was concerning, let's put it that way. The weather helped dramatically, and thank you to you guys for your effort. Thank you for all your patience with me. I sometimes change schedule last minute.
Yeah.
But really,
that's what it takes.
It's what it is. One of those years where you work more to really work with the weather, and it was a classic. I'm glad to say that the quality in general, I see it as we have some good whites to very good whites, with some actually quite impressive, especially this year, in my opinion, the Vermentino. It showed really, really great. Viognier is solid. Also changes from different parcels. And so, again, having all these vineyards scattered through 900 acres, it shows you that the same grape, you move it in different sites, it shows different characteristics. But now being with you guys, able to taste a Merlot from one of our best vineyard of Merlot, and I get a little bit in my glass. And I pour it. We share the cup.
Right. This is why I look forward, to tasty wines.
And we're not going to taste all the wines, okay? We're just going to taste one, which is a vineyard that historically are really giving us amazing wine and some great surprises. Even in 2018, it gave us a beautiful wine, which allowed us to make Octagon. So, what I was going to say, there was another thing I wanted to bring up. Oh, yes, of course. This year, we're going to be able to make Octagon, but I don't know yet. We have a surprise. We're going to let a guy announce it after we disappear from the screen. There is a surprise for you that we recorded last week.
There's some things that are better left to the president.
Exactly, exactly. Like we said last week, we don't want to have too many good news all in once.
That's right.
This year, this time the good news is that we're here. We finished harvest. We still have some wine in fermentation, but there are some wines that really are making me feel good.
Yeah.
And it could have been very different if we had 3 weeks of rain. It would have been for everybody, not just us, everybody.
That break that we had, you know, in beginning of September on really gave us that pause that we could, you know, still, you know, have wines that, you know, can be offered to be of the quality that we expect. So yeah, and Daniele has done a beautiful job with them as always. So you know, it's this is the product of so much work, so much beautiful, a labor of love, I call it. You know, so.
And this morning I just was talking with Daniele. We determined how many barrels we need. I sent already a request and I called our barrel cooper in Piemonte, Gamba, which we've been using exclusively for all our reds since 1997. And I told him, I wish I could order more, but all we need this year is this number of barrels. We'll also order a large oak barrel for Nebbiolo.
Oh, those are nice, yeah.
And the tendency there now is going to be totally untoasted, which is something goes way back a little bit on the origin of Nebbiolo. So we'll talk more about that maybe when they arrive, when we'll expand more. But for now, I can say thank you for watching us through this whole growing season. From last year we were pruning. Soon we're going to start that.
Yeah.
A toast to all of you, a toast and a thank you to you guys.
Cheers, yes.
And stay tuned because you're going to find the official master of ceremony for the Octagon vintage.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers.
And yes, we do have some great news that come not as a surprise. Nevertheless, they would have only come with great expertise in the vineyard, in the cellar, even in a somewhat challenging season. And the great news, I like to have our president, Francesco Zonin, dear friend, not just president, but let him release the great news.
So first of all, the great news comes with the great work that, as usual, Luca and Daniele and Fernando managed to do, especially this year. I just arrived from Italy, where we experienced an opposite year, where was such a dry year. So very challenging there, but we managed to do a very good harvest anyway, and just flew here to experience what 30 years of experience, hard work, and being great professional can manage even in a difficult year like this. We basically rained a lot, but then usually when you work hard, you are blessed with the last 3 weeks of the perfect weather, and so if you put all together, it's a joy to be here, not only to stay with my friends, and therefore I'm announcing officially an Octagon vintage.
Yes!
Yes.
Congratulations, Luca, Fernando, Daniele, great job.